Extremely crude aquaponics system. 12 volt submersible pump in there with a pair of socks wrapped around the bottom through a filter. Pumps the water up through this loop, 6 holes in the pipe, and then the loop goes back in. I've got it kinked off at the moment. Let's see how that goes. I've got 3 buckets filled with recycled paper, neutral pH, no chemical residual stuff. In 3 of them, and then choir, I don't know, I can't pronounce it. That stuff. In the other 3. So they all drain out. And they go back in. So it seems to be working alright. This one seems to be clogged. It's very much an experimental setup. I've got some 3D printed taps that go on the bottom of the buckets to connect the hoses. They leak a little bit, and this bucket's not draining. We have to sort that out. But yeah, I'll try to start from first principles as close as I can. I've got some basil and some tomato here. Basil grows like crazy around these parts, so I'll plant that and see how we go. At the moment it just runs full blast all the time forever. I'm going to bung a ESP8266 in this bucket here, which is where the power supply resides. 12 volt supply for that. Ultimately it'll be solar powered once I can get enough solar panels going. That thing draws 9.2 amps at 12 volts, so it's pretty power hungry. Well, here we go. Bye bye. Alright, failure number 1. The pipes, as I kind of anticipated, got clogged up too quick, and they didn't drain, so I put this trough down the middle and pulled the hose off so the water ran down the trough and dripped off the end. But I was trying to move the tub underneath the drippy point, and it cracked because it was full of like 30 kilos worth of water. So now I'm digging this hole a little bit deeper so I can fit a new tub in there under the drippy thing. But I think that'll work a lot better. The recycled paper kitty litter, I don't think it's going to work. As you can see, there's a fair bit of it in the trough there that just oozes out through the hole, and it retains moisture really well, as you'd expect. It's sort of a loose, fluffy mix. Like, it doesn't compact particularly, which is good, but it doesn't drain very well. But I don't know, I'm still going to put some plants in it and see how it fares, because it's like $20 for a pretty enormous bag. Like, that is, these 3 buckets, these are 8 litre buckets, so 24 litres. God, I hope I got that right. 24 litres is about half the bag for $20, so it's not mega cheap, but it's cheapish. This stuff I think will work pretty well. The problem with both of these is that they're biologically active and will break down over time. But I couldn't find a quick and easy supplier of gravel that was small enough. All the gravel I could find was like 20 mil maximum dimensions on each gravel bit. And had I put a little bit more effort in and find the right size gravel, that probably would work better, but I'll give these a shot. Alright. So I'm going to dig that out, put a new tub in, and soldier on. Bye bye. Alright, here is Mark 3, thereabouts. Tub down there, submersible pump. I've learned that 90-degree bendy doodads are great. Like, don't try to wrangle this stuff because it's pretty stiff and will move your pots around if they're not full of heavy water and dirt. Problems. These things clog up. They don't drain as quickly as these ones. So these ones need more water than these ones. So that's a strike against mixing 2 different types or 2 different mediums with 2 different drainage rates. What else? The holes in the bottom, I've only got a 13 mil hole because it matches the diameter of this, slightly less than 13, like 12.5. 12. That needs to be bigger, I think. At the moment I've taken the hoses off and you can see you've got little widdly penises down there. But I'll probably take those off and put a bigger hole in the side of each bucket. So I'll put the corner over the trough in the middle. Because there's no reason to have such a small hole now that it just drains into a trough, and a small hole or multiple holes with a slightly clogged.
I got this, we were joining things together. And this.
What plants do we have, matey? Tomato plants and
basil plants.
Basil plants. So I suspect this will fail, but I think I'll learn from failing. So I put the little dribbler ding dangs on the holes going into the kitty litter buckets to reduce the flow rate way down. So at the moment they're just dribbling, and that's enough to keep the whole lot wet. Whereas the chew stuff, mulchy ones, they're just going full blast. I've just put a hole in it. So I've got some, tomato, basil, basil, tomato, basil, tomato, basil, basil, tomato, basil. So I'm more confident that these ones will do well than those ones. So I've only put one of each in the suspected failure box. Oh no, some bark! So I've put in 10 scoops, and so 90 grams of this plant food. I suspect there's about somewhere in the area of 60 litres of water in this whole system, and the mixing guides for that when feeding. Hey matey, shush please, I'm talking. When you're mixing that up for feeding plants in dirt, it's 4.5 grams. Whoops, just got an email. It's some amount, it's very rough. I mixed it up basically 2/3 of the strength you'd use to water stuff in dirt. For no really scientific reason, but it's just about the right amount. Probably, maybe, I don't know. So at the moment it just runs all the time. This stuff drains super quick, so I'm not too worried, but that will definitely rot. So tomorrow's job is to put a little microcontroller in there with a relay to turn the pump on and off with a half-hour cycle or something. I don't know.
Dad,
Sorry, Manny, what were you saying?
I think there's too much water.
Too much water?
Yeah, it's moving to the top.
But the pump is pumping the water out.
What pump?
The pump that's under the water, remember? The red pump.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not going to fill up because the pump is emptying it at the same time. But I think you might be right. I think if that pump turns off, it's definitely going to overflow.
Yeah, and that's why I got this tube to get that water out when it gets too much.
Love you, matey. Bye-bye. You say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.